My phone?
Yeah. So right now I'm streaming to Facebook, and you
Yeah.
should see it, and it's gonna just be this the like the picture, the front picture, like, oh yeah, piano hangs with Aaron Barbosa. Yeah, there it is. Oh, how's it? What's up, family? Hey, here it is. Facebook Live piano hangs. Yes, we were supposed to be on YouTube piano hangs tonight, but I don't know what in the world. Out of all the years I've been streaming to YouTube, YouTube literally would not let us in. I have no idea why. Me and Carlos have been here since 5:30, ready to go, and we could not make them obey us. So, anyways,
Funny.
we're here tonight. My friend Carlos is here with me, and you might know him as Carl Phoenix on Instagram. And me and Carlos, man, we've been boys forever. And I just gotta say,
Forever, dude.
like, right, Carlos? We've
Dude,
been we've been boys. I don't want. I'm not gonna say this more than tonight. Than right now. I'm only gonna say this once. But we've been boys since I was calling him cookies.
dude.
So he don't let nobody call him cookies, by the way. So y'all just gotta know, like,
Brandon, that's been a minute, dude.
it's been too long. So that's when he was little, and I used to call him that. But anyways, we're happy to be here tonight, bro. Carlos, thank you for being here, brother.
Wow, thank you for asking, man. Honor is all mine.
Thank you for being a part of this. And one of the things that I want Piano Hangs to be is a sweet community, man, for pianists to come by, keyboardists, and of course, we already know. Like the thing I love about the music community, like especially musicians these days, is like the drummers hang out, the bass players hang out, the guitarists, like everybody is boys and girls, of course, as that's appropriate. You know what I mean? And we have a wonderful time. What I wanted to say really quick to start off is, you know how you're from San Diego, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is when you were a little chap. Back in the day, bro, if you were like musicians from SD area, like it would be like all the SDs kicking it together. If it was Los Angeles area, it would be
Yeah.
all the Los Angeles people kicking it together. Like there wasn't really the way it was now. Like now there's tons of fellowship,
Yeah.
even to the point where it's interdenominational
Yeah.
or non-denom. Like
Yeah.
everybody still, like, people know each other. Like somehow, I don't know why, but like God used Nam to bring people of like all kinds of different like churches, backgrounds, and everybody is just like an even playing field.
Yeah.
And I don't
True,
know. You
man.
probably don't remember that because, I mean, I don't know. Did you kind of experience that, like where it was like, I don't want to use the word like divided or segregated.
Well, I think yeah, you're right. I think when you go to like when I would at least go because man, my first instrument is drums, so playing drums for district choir back in the day, I was like 11.
Shout out all the apples
I,
that know what a district choir is.
I you go to the regional conferences or
Right,
the conventions, and yeah, I think everybody had their own regions and stuff. But
right.
I think I was too young to know that. But now that I'm older and now I see like look back, yeah, everybody had their peoples from whether it's San Diego or LA
Right.
or different areas they're from. But now it's with social media and Instagram and all this other stuff, you can literally connect with anybody in the world. One of my boys, he's from Australia. He's a drummer,
What?
Joshua. So it's like we always back and forth, and I've never met him physically in person,
Uh huh.
but that's how powerful social media is,
Yeah,
and
of
now with
course.
with 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 all that, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes, of
then
course.
people go to different like organizations and stuff, and we're still boys,
Right. Absolutely. And I love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's wonderful. Of course, I love my church. I'm sure you love your church.
yeah,
We have our communities. I think, for me, of course, I'm a pastor, so I got to say this now. And I don't mean I have to say this. I really mean like I should say this.
yeah,
But the truth is, like, for me, like, locals first, like I appreciate invites. But for me, it's like, man, like at home, that's where I want to take care of things. So, of course, I understand that. But
yeah,
from the social sense, we're living in a wonderful time, and it's
yeah,
such a blessing. And now look at, I'm in LA, you're in San Diego, and here we
yeah.
are on Piano Hangs. And all of our
Piano
friends,
hangs.
hey fam, let us know where y'all coming from. I see a couple of friends out there,
Yeah,
Mo Rivera, Cali Abe, Juan Martinez, My friend Gabby Vasquez, he's a beast. My friend sister Angie Alcazar. Farley's on here. Angel, Hector, Ruth, Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Linda Bernard. God bless you, sis. Jacob. What's up, Jake? Jacob
Jake,
Galvan's on
that's
here.
my boy right
Raw,
there, man.
Neva, Isaac. Pastor Ezequiel is on here. What's up, Pastor? Anna, Eli. What's up, Eli Vega? My friend. Daniel Arceo. What's up, Daniel? All the way from Texas. Amalia, let us know where y'all are coming from. Raw, what's up? Good to see you guys,
So
family.
cool. What's going on, everybody?
Good to see you all. Well, guys, first of all, let me introduce you properly. My friend Carlos, he's an amazing like minstrel, and this is minstrel hangs. Well, let me rephrase. This is piano hangs, but you guys know us as minstrel. Of course, this will appear on our YouTube afterwards once they let me in. But of course, Carlos. It's interesting, and I want to kind of talk about his journey because I think a lot of people are going to be able to connect with it. But Carlos, I've always known him as a drummer. In fact, when he was a little younger, I don't remember. You could probably tell us the age, but the first thing I ever did with Carlos was have him play drums on one of my records. I don't know if do you remember that, Carlos?
This is a whole project, bro.
The whole project, bro.
I think 16, 17 years old, dude.
Absolutely, and it was a beautiful time. He came all the way over here to Baldwin Park. I think, were you in school back then learning about recording technology?
No, I moved to LA 2007, so it was my senior year in high school.
Nice. And so what's crazy is that Carlos has had this journey that I think a lot of musicians have been on. In fact, it's what's funny. I don't know if you know this, Carlos, bro, my journey is I started off as a drummer as well, like you. And for those of you guys that don't know, Carlos is a crazy good drummer. And you can hear him on a bunch of different things. In fact, he posted a video last night on Instagram that you guys need to check out. He's doing this thing where he's showing his take to drums. Instead of it being like a cover, watch me, roll my brains out or whatever, or do drum fills until my, hands are purple or whatever. Now it's like him showing hey, yo, this is my take. It's a very humble approach. I really appreciate it, by the way. And so Carlos is known as a drummer, but what's crazy about his journey that I connect with, and many of you out there probably connect with as well, is that he's moved from drums, but by opportunity, by necessity, into producer, into MD, and what blows my mind is now he plays keys as well as drums, of course, but he plays keys at the Rock Church in San Diego. Can you tell us, bro, a little bit about, just kind of your journey? How did you go from being a drummer playing, a little studio with me and doing your thing in San Diego, like you said, district choir or whatever? How did you go from that to piano to production? How'd you do that?
Dude, so growing up, my mom is a singer. She plays guitar. My brother, as you guys know, he plays saxophone.
Your brother's name?
My brother's Ernesto Bojorquez.
Check him out, guys. Ernesto's a beast saxophone player, by the way.
So literally growing up in a musical family, my grandma can sing, and I've always dabbled with the piano, but drums, literally, I came out of the womb playing drums. But I never really got serious till I got kicked out of piano class in my senior year because...
Oh, you mean in high school?
Yeah, in high school. This is a thing.
Bro, you know what's funny? I got kicked out of piano class in college. I'm serious. That's funny. I didn't even know that.
Because the teacher was about reading music and I couldn't read it. She would play the song a couple times before and I can hear stuff and play it, I guess you could say.
Sure.
And she caught me not reading. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh my God. Wait. All you classical teachers out there, what is it with you and throwing kids out of class? Anyways, all right, go ahead.
So that was that, right? And then it wasn't until, well, obviously, maybe backtrack. When I was 11, maybe 10, my brother played saxophone for my aunt's project, and Chucky Escamilla.
Nice. Okay, so can we just stop and acknowledge, shout out Chuck real quick? A lot of us young cast, especially LA and San Diego, we were inspired to be players because of Isaac Chucky Escamilla. Anyways, go
songwriter,
ahead.
Producer. Because of him in the Spanish world, he's responsible for so many songs.
Absolutely.
Man. So we go in the studio, and I'm just looking at the gear. I'm 10 years old, looking at the stuff. It's like, dude, this guy's pressing buttons, and and you're recording, you're making music. So that
Right.
kind of sparked that, right?
Right.
So fast forward to my dad telling me, dude, you're gonna go to college? What's going on? Like after high school. And I was like, dude, music has always been my thing, right? So I went to LA recording school, and obviously there I learned a lot of programming and all that stuff, Pro Tools and the different DAWs back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, there's a production class, and that's what like intrigued me. But I didn't
Nice.
know keys and notes and all that other stuff. I just
Right.
can hear stuff. So I move home. My little sister, she's 7 years younger than me. She's like, hey, you could play, dude. Let me just teach you the scale a little bit of how C or just how to like how these chords make sense.
Right.
So literally it was like 10, 15 minutes that she sat down with me, and it kind of just like opened up my portal to music. I understood melodies, I understood how things work.
Wow.
Not that I was like this theory
So where did you
person,
learn like where did you actually learn like how to play chords? Was it just
dude.
by ear or did you have a trainer or something like that?
It was by ear. So when she taught me like what a C and A minor, F and like D and chord was,
Uh-huh.
I went to was it Guitar Chord Ultimate Guitar app where you can literally get any song in
Really?
chords,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and la
Uh-huh.
cuerda at that time. So fast forward to 2013. I was doing just minimal production stuff here, co-producing along with a friend of mine, Paco.
Heck
Um,
yeah. Shout out to Paco.
who's a beast, dude.
Paco is a beast.
So literally learning under all these cats, David Suarez, all these guys, right?
Shout out
So
to
just
David, man.
just it really like it helped me. It played into everything that's happening later on in life, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All those seeds. So
Yes.
getting into piano, why? Like, how was it that I took it serious? Was it maybe about 5 years ago? I was going to a little church. Um, so all this whole time from 27, 28,
Yeah.
20, 2008 to like 2015, 14, I was traveling full time as drummer for Pastor Ericson Molano. So around that time where things died down, and at a smaller church, a Spanish church, and the need there was literally rebuilding, like building a band.
Wow.
So I gave my drums to the church, started building the drummer there, and I'm like, well, there's a need for keys, so cool, I'll take it. So
Wow.
literally, I downloaded La Cuerda, and I just started learning the
Oh
songs.
my
And
gosh.
for about I think 3 years, I didn't touch drums, and it was nothing but keys.
That's amazing, bro.
And
Bro, I can't tell you, like, I know there's a bunch of people on here tonight, and they probably have the same story as you and the same story. And what's funny is I connect with your story too, bro, because
yeah,
honestly, my goal, dude, was I wanted to be the best. I literally said that out loud when I was a kid. What do you want to be? I want to be the best drummer that ever lived. Because I remember when I was a little kid, I was telling this to School of Minstrels this past Monday night. One of the brothers from our church, Chris Acosta, he knew I wasn't supposed to be listening to worldly music because my dad would,
he
tell him not
blessed
to,
you,
whatever.
bro.
Bro, but I'm busting him live tonight. He's probably not even watching. But anyways, but he would bring me over, and my best friend Chris, that was his son. So he would bring us over. We'd be like having fun, whatever. But then after a while, he's like, "All right, it was kind of dark. We couldn't play anymore." He would sit us down, and bro, he had these speakers in his house, bro. I
Yeah,
promise you, like he's about 6'4". Those speakers were about like 6 feet tall,
dang.
ridiculously huge, right? And he had the most amazing stereo system. He's like, all right, Aaron, see right here. I'm gonna show you what drumming's all about, right? So he would sit me right here, bro, and he would proceed to show me like. And back then you gotta understand, there was no YouTube.
Right.
So he had to have all these videos queued up for me so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be all ADD on him. And he would show me like drum solos from like Neil Peart, John
Oh, dude.
Bonham, like all these different drummers, right? And he would show me, all right, see what he's doing right there? See that? The way he's playing, the dynamic. And he would show me, he wasn't even a drummer,
Yeah.
but he was like, this is the greatest drummer. So one time he showed me, watch this drum solo from John Bonham. This is gonna blow your mind, blah, 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 whatever. So John Bonham comes out, he has no shirt on, bro. He comes out, he's like on his shorts with no shirt on. He jumps on the set, he's like, whatever, right? And then after on Sunday, he's all, hey, can you do something like that? I was like, I don't know. And I literally did it, bro. I did what that guy was. He's like, this is the greatest drum solo ever. And of course, I was a kid. I probably didn't do it exactly right. But
Right.
my point is in my mind, I thought, wait, if that was the greatest drum solo of all time, and I almost got it, like maybe I could be the greatest drummer of all time. So that, like, I didn't have piano in my mind. I didn't have ministry in my mind. I was just a little kid that was happy to be saved and go to Sunday school. And I wanted at that point to be the best drummer that ever lived. Like, that was my
Yeah.
goal. So what's funny is that a lot of us, we start off, bro, and there's a little nugget right here. We
Yeah.
start off as kids thinking this is what I want to be. And I thank God that I had parents that, like, they didn't let me, like, make big decisions at a young age. They were like, no, you're gonna live for God. You're gonna,
Right.
you're gonna play for
We don't
God.
know.
Like,
We're kids, bro.
yeah, we're dumb. Like, if you tell a kid, do you want to go to school? Of course not. You know what I mean? I thank God that my parents weren't like, oh, like, let him grow into,
Yeah.
himself and find
Yeah. Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
Bro, if I would have found myself, come on.
Bro, I'm 31, barely finding myself,
Bro,
dude.
I don't know if I should be finding anything about. Anyways, my point is, bro. My point is, like, people like me and you, we had different plans, but
Right.
God somehow, like, He led us. So, anyways, fast forward me into how did you start? And I'm gonna get to the production in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fast forward me. How did you get to playing? Because how? Tell me about the Rock Church. Like, who's your
So-
pastor? What is the
my,
church like?
My lead pastor is Pastor Miles McPherson, right? But I've known my worship pastor, Danny Berrigan Jr., since maybe I was 11, 12.
I love Danny, by the way, bro. Shout out to Danny. He's a
Yeah,
good.
he's tracked
He's
drums.
a good guy.
at
Yeah,
the
he's
studio, right?
track drums
Yeah.
here at the studio. Yeah.
So I've known him for a long time, man. And so we've been friends.
Yeah.
And when I transitioned out of that church where I was just playing keys,
Yeah.
hey man, dude, just come hang out. Come hang out. And
Danny's on, by the way. I see him on Facebook.
yeah. And he's like, dude, just come on, man. And so I started hanging out, and then he's like, dude, like, hop on kit. I'm like, dude, I haven't touched drums in 3 years. So I'm literally playing, and Jacob Cruz, our music director, is just looking at me. He's also a drummer. He's like, dude, I could tell you haven't played in a minute because you're kind of like
Oh,
playing
shoot.
a certain way.
Hey, shout out to
muscles.
shout out to the honest guys that let you know that when you're whack.
Dude, I love them. Yeah. So it was cool, man. Like that. It was December of 2017 where I started playing drums again.
Yeah.
And literally I played that whole 2018.
Man.
So yeah, so that's how I come to the Rock Church.
So now what happened, bro? Like that, because that church is how many people go to that church? What's the membership like there?
Man, dude, just on our Point Loma, we have 5 campuses, but I think on our Point Loma campus alone, on a Sunday without the live the online campus, I think about like 11,000.
Oh my gosh! So
that's just our Point Loma campus.
So that's kind of something I want to say. Like, God, sometimes He'll use us. It'll be, first of all, you get there, you don't really play that much drums anymore, and then tell us, how did you end up playing keys at a church with 11,000 members on a Sunday?
Dude, this is funny. So I'm usually like at church. I aside from Danny that's known me and Jacob, I don't really tell people that, oh yeah, I produce music, because dude, I mean, I never went to that church with an agenda.
Sure.
Just because Danny was like, dude, just come on board, or
Yeah,
just come hang out. So I did. So around I had asked Jacob to play guitar on the first song that I produced on Ericson's record. I'm working with Kanye. So he's on guitar on that, on backgrounds and stuff. And he's like, bro, who programmed this? Who played this? Like keys and synths and all that. I'm like, oh, that was me. He's like, I didn't know you played. And mind you, I was at that church December 2017, and the record and all that, I was producing it around July. So that whole time I didn't really tell, hey, I could do this, I could do that. And
sure.
I just show up, do my part, talk to people and,
Dope.
Community, right?
That's beautiful, bro.
So I want to, when did we have that series? Around September,
right.
October. The piano player that was supposed to play keys for one Sunday didn't show up. He called in sick. And Jacob Cruz, he usually plays guitar and MDs, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna have to hop on kit. Can you play keys? I know you're not prepared. I'll have the key stems like lowered or tucked,
right,
and just play. So he's like, dude, just pull out the chord charts, and not like the actual chart. I don't know how to read like that, but like the A.
Wait, can I stop you real quick? So are
Yeah.
you telling me this? Are you telling me that this actually happened at a church that size? Like, are you telling me that at churches that big, people call out sick out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just joking. I'm being funny. I'm like,
Yeah, like no church is left.
Yeah, I'm leading you into saying that don't matter what size church you are.
No, yeah.
It don't matter
And
how long y'all been around, 5 campuses, online, blah, blah, blah. Miles McPherson, ex-NFL, whatever. Like, it don't matter. It's like...
It happens, bro.
It happens. And what's funny is, I don't know how many of you guys out there, because of course we appreciate all you guys watching tonight. How many of you out there, how many of you got your start because someone called in sick? Someone backslid? like I know this is funny, bro, but you don't even... Carlos, I don't know if you know any stories, but bro, I can't even tell you how many stories, bro. Like, somebody got sick. Like, I wish it was like something good, like they went home to see the Lord, or it's not that noble. Like, it's not that noble. Literally, guys become from drummers to pianists to producers because the homie called out sick.
Or someone, yeah.
And what that shows you is that you have to be available more than talented, more than like, oh, this guy's a beast. Bro, availability in the house of God, bro, is one of the top things.
Serving the house, dude.
Come on, bro.
You gotta serve your house,
bro.
So, and again, mind you, I didn't have an agenda coming here, and in a church like that,
right?
With 5 campuses, literally on I think this weekend they're saying, and just on our online campus alone, we see, I think, Danny, you're on there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think 12,000 people or something like that, just on our online. Because it's literally an online campus. People from all over the world.
Jacob's laughing. He said backslid. LOL. And Danny Berrigan says it's true. LOL.
Dude, it's so Jacob was like, hey man, just pull up the chord chart and play.
Bro, wait, hey, real quick. Jose Pacheco says, I got to play keys because the original guy quit.
Yeah, bro, it happens, man.
Bro, so go ahead and make your thing. But all I want to do is make this statement here, because this is Piano Hangs, and I'm trying to influence the next generation to know.
Oh, dude, that's what it's about, man.
Like, be ready, because a lot of times people think, oh, what's going on? All of a sudden, Carlos is playing keys at the Rock. Oh, all of a sudden he's producing records. Oh, all of a sudden he's working with Kiko Cibrian and whatever. Like, all of a sudden, it's not all of a sudden. What it is you put your time in. And you work for God a good long time, and God brings you a suddenly season. So in other words, it could be one call. It could be one, hey, Carlos, bro, the drummer's sick. I'm going to jump on drums and you jump on keys. Can't you play keys? Like, it could be that simple of a moment. And then God positions you because of your readiness, because of your availability. He positions you in such a way that it's like, boom, like life has changed. Okay, I'm going to tell you one thing really quickly. Yeah. If you don't mind me telling you this, Carlos.
Go for it.
My start, bro, in records, in keys, my first record ever was I arranged these songs for my Uncle Saul. We did this record in Santa Barbara at Sound Design Studios where like Michael Jackson, a bunch of people recorded, right? Grand piano, like Neve, like, bro, everywhere. Like, they literally had the most amazing gear. And it was in like State Street, downtown Santa Barbara. Beautiful.
Crazy.
Gorgeous place. We were recording there, right? Well, bro, I was barely even allowed to come to the session because I was, I did the arrangements with my Uncle Saul, who wrote all the songs and was the producer. So we get there, bro, and we hired this amazing group, the Estrada Brothers. And they were well known back then in the Latin jazz circuit, and they were going to record our music because we were taking all of our music and producing a Latin type record because we were going to send it out to, back then there was all these, I don't know if you guys remember, maybe the older people out there, there was floods in Honduras. Anyways, to make a long story short, we were making this record. The keyboardist doesn't show up, bro.
Dang.
I think he was, I don't know, I don't want to put, the Estrada Brothers out there like that in a bad way, but I don't know if he was sick, if like, I don't want to make it look bad, but he didn't show up.
Just didn't show up.
So he didn't come, whatever, I don't know what the deal was. And so the xylophone player was like, I can kind of play keys. And he played one of the songs. And after that, he's like, bro, these songs are too hard. He's like, who played keys on the demos you sent us? And my Uncle Saul literally said, I'm not trying to put my Uncle Saul down either, by the way, because I love my uncle and he's one of the reasons why I'm here. He's like, well, that was my nephew, but honestly, man, he don't have no experience. And he wasn't lying.
No, it's true. Dude,
he wasn't lying. Yeah, it was
life,
different.
Bro.
And by the way, it wasn't keys, a keyboard like transpose like I have right here. I could like do, and I could transpose, be like, wait. Like, it wasn't like that, bro. It was like no, grand piano, B3 organ, like there was no transposing. So he told the guy, he's like, Aaron, he's a good kid and stuff, but like, I don't know if he's ready for this. And the guy told him, look, if you want, send us home. If not, put the kid on the piano and we're going to record this record.
Dang.
And bro, in 3 days, we recorded a whole entire record. And I was the pianist on a Yamaha grand piano, bro, by
Dude.
default. And of course, I got a taste of it. And those of you out there
Right.
that you get to see, like, wait, you mean I could do ministry? You mean I could have fun in the studio and like affect somebody and be a blessing? Psh, I'm all in. What do I got to do to make this everything in my life? And what's funny is that's my start. That's your start. And without a doubt, there's people out there. Like I see Danny on there. I see Jacob on there. A
Dude,
bunch
and
of people, bro, like out there. And just like yourself,
yeah.
if it wasn't for some mistake, if it wasn't for some opportunity, and then here's the big one, you being ready, bro, you wouldn't be able to be where you're at today.
Bro, I
Go ahead.
think up to where I'm at now, I
Yeah.
mean, everything in my life, dude, even when I thought when stuff wasn't like gonna happen or anything like that, I was
Sure.
still arranging and producing and learning how to program, learned Ableton. This is
Bro,
not
come on,
nobody
bro.
calling about records or nothing.
This is on
like that, right?
downtime.
This is on downtime, bro. This is
Come
all
on,
these
bro.
years that I didn't touch drums.
That'll preach.
I would still like do stems for the church,
Hey, bro.
smaller church that I was in.
I'm just kidding.
It's too advanced for me, man. No, but yeah, dude, like everybody thinks like, oh well, you produce Ericson's record, that's a lucky thing. Like, no, literally, I was just gonna play drums for that album. Erickson calls me, hey man, I heard some of the electronic stuff you're doing, man, and I don't know, I just feel like me and my wife can trust you with this record. And I'm like,
Wow, bro.
okay, cool. And then he's like, oh no, by the way, it's gonna be a DVD and a live record. I'm like,
Wow.
I've never done that. We
Yeah,
trust
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So it's like stuff that if I wouldn't have done stuff on my downtime or when there was no calls or nothing,
Sure.
I would everything was just because what a producer is not just you're not just shaping people's sound, but you're problem solving.
Whoa, say that again, bro.
You're not just shaping somebody's sound, but you're problem solving.
Wow, man.
Literally getting over there was a wreck because it's going to be in a stadium. It's raining, pouring rain, so obviously you can't be at a stadium. So we had to order all the new backline and audio stuff. And
Bro, what
talk to
song
the
do what
engineer.
song do you want me to show our audience from your production? Soy sano, ha vencido, de rodillas.
Dude, I think I know Amor que nunca cambia. That one is cool. But do you want something upbeat or
Or I just want to show
mellow?
them. I wanted to show them like the production.
Amor que nunca cambia? That one's more intricate.
Does that one have a video?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah,
Okay.
that's one of the first ones they dropped.
Amor.
Que nunca cambia.
Okay, there it is. Go ahead, my bro. Keep on going. I'm gonna pull this up while we talk.
Yeah, like if I done that back in the day with everything that I've been doing, and even at church, like just man, Danny's on here, and he can be a testament to that. I didn't show up with an agenda in a big church or any church, dude. I'm pretty sure because you're Aaron Barbosa, people show up with an agenda at your church. You don't have to have a church of 15,000 people to have an agenda, dude, 'cause
Right.
You're a known entity. You know,
Oh, I don't
you're
know
a
about that.
person of influence. But when I showed up at my church, it's just really serving the heart, like
Sure.
the house. Hey Jake, okay, cool. You need me these days, cool. You need me on keys, cool. You need me, you know what I'm saying? Like you need me
Right.
for this special event. All right, cool, let's do it. So when all these things happened, it wasn't oh, I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it in. It's more like on that Sunday that I played keys the first time, isn't two keys that I know how to play, which is C and D. So the songs weren't hard. I
Bro,
just had
thank
to
you
have
for
the
being.
chords up.
Hey, bro, thank you for keeping it all the way real and telling all the people like it's just C and D.
No, yeah, like we usually do 4 songs, 2 and 2. So I think 2 were in the key of D and the last 2 were in C.
I love it, bro.
So, yeah, man, it was that, dude. And then how you said earlier about the Kiko Cibrian situation. That's we couldn't even get into that later on.
Sure.
But again, it's just showing up. Okay, God, like I'm here. This is my home. What can I do to serve? What can I do to alleviate my music directors and my worship pastors' problems?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Whether someone gets paid or not, that's not
Come on, bro.
in here. because at the end of the day, like,
And by the way,
he provides
me and
for
you are
everything.
not, me and you are not against being paid and being blessed.
No, we're not
But
against
I
that.
see what you're saying. Like,
But
we're not talking about this tonight, but we should talk about this at some point in Piano
yeah,
Hangs. Is like, there's gonna be years, bro. There's gonna be like literal seasons, bro, where you're gonna pay to minister. Like, it's gonna cost you to minister. Like, before you
yeah,
get paid to minister, it's gonna cost you to minister. You know what I mean? Hey,
right.
can we take
Yeah,
a second? I want to talk about production real quick.
yeah. Let's do it.
So, guys, Carlos won't talk a lot about this, but I want to bring this up because this is important. Ericson Alexander Milano, man, he's one of the most amazing salmistas, artists out there right now, and he's been in the game for a good long time. But recently, Carlos has become his producer, and man, like this last record, bro, was so amazing. Thank you, by the way, for inviting me to the latest concert. Man, it
Oh, yeah,
was
you were
so
there in July.
it was
Yeah,
so
for the
powerful,
release.
bro. It was like for the release, it was so good, and I just kind of want to share with our audience just a little bit about kind of your production
Yeah,
and what you do. So, all right, fam, here goes.
of course.
I want to share this with everybody for a minute, so let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Levanta tu mano ahí donde estás.
Of course, the video might be a little choppy, but the audio sounds great.
Por amarme tanto. Adóralo, adóralo. Tu amor es amor que nunca cambia. Tú me has dicho que soy tuyo. No importó mi condición, tu eterno amor me alcanzó. Y me tomaste en tus brazos, borraste mi pasado, cuán dulce amor. Tu amor es profundo y tan intenso, lo da todo sin reservas, como fuego.
Who's that on guitar, bro?
Me abrazó.
Chris Rocha
Chris Roach on guitar, fam.
and Mike Jr. on the bass.
Yeah. There's Carlos right there, bro. On drums, fam. Ooh. Who mixed this?
Rogelio Gonzalez. He's in Monterrey.
All right, Carlos, I hear you. On them drums, bro. Bro, that production, bro, looks amazing. Ooh, man, bro. Good drum fills, dude.
No importó mi condición, tu eterno amor me alcanzó y me tomó.
All right, sick, fam. Anyways, you guys got to check this out. It's the latest record from
Speaking of
Ericson
that-
Alexander Milano. Go ahead, talk to us.
Speaking of that, tomorrow we're dropping a new video from that record, which is a duet with him and his wife Nancy.
Oh man, that song was beautiful,
yeah.
man.
Como Leon. Yeah, you were there,
Sauce.
right?
Sauce,
Yeah.
bro. It's gonna be a good song. Everybody's gonna go in.
That's a beautiful
It's
song.
gonna be a blessing for them on their Thursday. Their what is it called? Valentine's Eve.
Pre Valentine.
Yeah. Anyways, Carlos, bro, thank you so much, man, for just what you do, man. Thank you for being willing to let God take you through different seasons. I'm telling you right now, bro, and I hope this encourages you, man, and I hope it encourages somebody out there. I've seen this, Carlos, 100 times, bro. And every version that God creates of us, bro, even though like there's some breakdown and some changes and some hard days and some dark times where you can't see through, the ultimate result of God's work in our life is more glory for him. And the Bible says he takes us from glory to glory, man, from faith to faith. So like, I want you to know, and other young people out there that are being affected, like, or encouraged by this tonight, like God, he doesn't break you down to leave you broken down. Like if he breaks you down, it's to lay a foundation and to do something new in your life. that has never been done before. And what I love about Carlos is, when he invited me, okay, I'm about to be real quick, Carlos, for a second. When he invited me to the concert that he produced in July, like I hadn't really heard anything. I just hadn't had time. I was so busy. Those of you guys that know, I have 7 kids, and I'm a pastor, and we own our business, and life can be so busy. So I didn't even get to hear the songs that Carlos was wanting to share with me. So when I went there, the whole entire experience, bro, it was like brand new for me, and I wasn't aware just at what level like you were producing at, bro. Like it was so good. And then the other part about it is like for me as a producer, as my producer powers go up, bro, my piano powers go down. Like I'm not as good as a pianist as I used to be. And so I was expecting like, okay, he's a producer now, he's gonna be whack on the drums, like he's gonna be all over the place. But bro, like you still managed to keep your craft in order, and I give you a lot of honor, bro, for doing that. Please don't stop doing your your drum videos where you give us your take, you know what I mean, on on what God's doing in your life. I want to take this time because we're actually like coming like to the end of this.
Yeah.
If we have people out there, thank you by the way for everybody who's hanging out tonight. You guys have questions about production or about piano? Now I want us to switch into the Q&A portion of tonight and just take a little time, a few minutes to talk about this before we close out tonight. This has already been so good, man. And Carlos, bro, you're gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to talk more, bro. Like we haven't even got into life and none of that stuff yet, but I think
what we talked about yesterday was a lot like a whole other talk.
Yeah, it was like a whole other talk. Hour. Exactly. So maybe we'll have to bless our Instagram audience like this week or something. Get on there and just kind of chat. But any other questions you guys have out there about production, about music? The truth is it's Piano Hangs, but we love everybody. Drummers, you guys have questions out there, or you have questions on keys? We have keys here tonight, and we can just give you guys something. Carlos also has his Ableton stuff in front of him. So any question you guys have tonight, we want to make sure that we open a little time for you, fam.
Oh, of course.
To be able to be a part of this. And, I love being interactive. Piano Hangs is born because I'm trying to encourage my students. For those of you guys that don't know, I have online classes. They're only $29 for the entire month, and you get 3 new classes every single week. And then, of course, Piano Hangs is so that my students can come on, ask questions about stuff, be inspired by people like Carlos. We can say things, together like, yo, be ready to serve because you never know who's going to be sick next. And you might have your opportunity to be able to show what God has really put inside of you. So
while we're waiting for questions, I just want to say this to the person
bro.
that may feel forgotten.
Ooh.
That you may feel like, man, like, what about me, God? Like, I see everybody else around me. Honestly, I'm not gonna get like super like, oh, it's just timing, man. God is a God of intention.
Yeah,
He knows what He does, even when we don't.
Right.
Everything that's happening in my life now, the projects that I was just a part of, and even the projects that I'm gonna be a part of these next few months, is something that I stopped asking God for.
Wow.
Not because I forgot about it.
Yeah.
But because, I'm 31, so things change and you grow and all that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what I'm learning in my walk with God, that God knows what He does. And like you said earlier, sometimes you can't handle certain opportunities.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we'll ruin it. Whether it's arrogance, whether it's, I got it. Like, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
Anything. Literally, all these opportunities that I've gotten aside from Pastor Molano's record, how earlier you're talking about like working with Kiko Cibrian and all that.
Sure.
Man, let me tell that story real quick. I'm serving my local church. I'm in the lobby. We're doing lobby love with people. We like saying hi to people. Thank you for coming. And I turn around, hey, Mr. Drummer Man, and I'm like, huh? It's Kiko. I was like, oh, dude, what you doing? You have vacation? He's like, no, man, it's my home church.
Wow.
Who? You live here? And he's like, man, I've been watching you for the last 6 months, dude. Like, we need to talk. And I'm like, oh, dang. Like, okay, cool, whatever. But and all that turned into this, and we just got done working on a project that like I still pinch myself with, because it's stuff literally a dream come true that I once dreamt of when I was a kid.
Wow. That's again, incredible, bro.
It came from serving the house, man. Like,
wow.
Like serving the house and showing up prepared, not just, oh, I'm gonna serve and play drums, keys or bass. Like you literally show up prepared. Like you know the parts. You know, you get out of the way so the band can um make the song better.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know the worship leader can actually lead rather than stressed out like, oh man, the drummer's not prepared.
Sure, absolutely.
So when you show up and you have that spirit of excellence, like, you know what,
Amen.
regardless of what happens, like I'm just gonna give God my very best.
Yes,
And when
bro.
you give God your very best, everything else, like the word says that your gift will make room for you. You know what I'm saying?
Sas.
So just do it right, do it with
Yes.
excellence, and everything else will. That's just my
It'll
life.
fall
Bro.
into
Like,
place. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
so what I'm trying to say with all this is like, to the person that may like, man, like, but I'm going to a church and it's a small church, or it's this and it's
Psh,
that. Like,
come on, bro.
yo, like God is a God of promotion, and we can't outsource things. Again, I'm not putting down social media.
No, no,
So
no.
some people, like, my opportunities never came from social media.
Come
So
on.
when I
Yeah.
post these drum stuff, is more of like, hey, this is my take on things. It's not like I want to get known. Like I don't care for that.
Right.
It's
Right.
never happened that way for me. It's never like,
Sure.
hey, bro, when you called me for your record, I was 16 and you called me. I didn't like, hey, if you need drums, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's one of those things
Dude,
where
don't lie.
like,
Remember you were like, dude, please, please. Nah, I'm just kidding.
you know what I'm saying? It's those type of things, man. But it just don't. Well, first of all, don't stop praying. And I
Amen.
believe in fasting. I'm in a place right now where I'm fasting for certain things in my life, and I'm seeing God turn things around.
Can I say something really quickly?
Yeah, yeah.
You're kind of doing what Danny's asking. Danny's asking, what are the top 3 values musicians should have to be successful?
Whew. One
So you
first,
said
what is
prayer, right?
success? Success is measured differently, right? So
Right.
for some people, it's like success is finding a good church with a dope band, right? So
Sure.
there's one, we got to find what our success is for us as individuals, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, whether it's like in musician world, oh, if I get this gig, then this is my success, right? So one, find out what your success is and write it down and pray that God, let this align with what you have for me.
Right.
The 3 values that go with that, I think, is the first, I think it's heart, it's character.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly is musicianship, because obviously
Yeah.
you get called
If you're
to be a
no
dope
good, then
musician.
you can't be a blessing.
But your character, Chris Coleman said this in the MI video, right? He says, your gift makes room for you, but your character is what keeps you there.
Oh.
So that, I think I was like 17, 18 years old when I heard that, and that stuck with me.
All right, Chris Coleman.
And a third one, I think it's just being teachable,
Yeah.
not going in with like, I know what I'm doing. Like, no, you submitted to the vision of what the Sunday is, the vision of the worship leader and the music
Right.
director. If there's no music
Right.
director, then the worship leader.
Sure, sure.
If there's a worship pastor above them, the worship pastor.
Sure, sure.
So to tie it all down is, I want to say 4, right? So 4, what is your success? What is your, okay, I reached my success. And then 1, 2, and 3, which is character, your musicianship, and just being teachable, you know?
Bro, that is some gold nuggets from Carlos the man. Okay, there's another question here from
Yeah.
Kelly Abe. He says, I have a question for Carlos. Does
Yeah.
he do tutorials for Ableton?
I don't, because I'm still, not that I'm still learning it. I'm not like this like professional
Sure.
guy with it, because again, I went from Pro Tools to Logic and from Logic to this, but I do know enough to be able to program,
Sure.
and I don't do tutorials. Maybe I could do that in the future.
Right.
Again, like I felt like I pulled teeth to just do these drum takes, because I don't want to do drum covers. I don't want to do a lot of things, right? Not because I'm this arrogant person or, oh, this guy wants to keep all the nuggets to himself. No, but for me, it's like, man, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And
But can I ask you a
at the end of the
question?
day, it's, well, yeah.
I mean, like, sometimes, is it like insecurity too? Like, you don't want to put yourself out there and like, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to like reveal you right here or nothing. But
Right,
like,
right, right.
but is it ever insecurity? Like, man, I don't know if I should even do it because like, there's so many people out there. Maybe they're better than me. Maybe nobody even wants to watch my stupid videos.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's all that in one, in a sense of like, one, I don't have. I mean, I have the audio gear, right? But I don't have a
Sure.
camera. I did everything through my phone. But hey, you work with what you have.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
bro, it looks good by the way.
thanks, man. The second main thing is like, dude, like
Wait, that
it's
video from yesterday was from your phone?
yeah, I did it on my phone, but I record everything in Pro Tools, mixed it, and then synced it with iMovie.
That was dope, bro.
And the second thing is like, man, like, what's the point when I'm just gonna fall into the river of that, right? But when you change your motive of like, man, I'm gonna do it out of like, I get a lot of questions, like one from Ericson's record to, hey, what's your take on this song? That's why I call it drum take. It's not a drum cover. It's just my take on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, maybe I should do videos. I was talking to Jacob Gavan and Joseph. They're my best friends. It's like, man, dude, should I do this or not? They're like, dude, I think it'd be easier for you to just do a video, put it out there, rather than just trying to explain stuff through text, because it's easier to just as a visual. But I'm like, but there's other tutorials out there.
Right.
They're like, but if people are asking you, it's because you're bringing something to the table. So I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh, okay, cool. So that's just where I'm at now. Like, and it's not even about me anymore. It's about pouring into the body of Christ, to whoever
That's beautiful, man.
whoever wants to learn, like,
It's beautiful.
even if it's the little bit that I know, like, hey, what plugin did you use? Oh, Omnisphere or whatever. I know as producers, sometimes they don't want to do that because, oh, you can't reveal the secrets. But at the end of the day, anybody could buy these plugins. It's just your creativity, what you do with it, right? So that's where I'm at, man. I want to be able to be a some sort of resource, the little that I may have, to be able to just inspire a kid, man. Because I remember trying to talk to the guys that inspired me, and they were punks.
Bro, don't give us names. Bro, don't give us names, but just kind of give us one of those stories where it was kind of like a whack day.
It was this drummer, and I was like, man, like, he was playing for a really well-known group in town. They came into town, and I wanted to like just ask him, like, dude, what kind of cymbals? He's like, no. He was playing for, this is actually, I'm gonna say this one. The other one was kind of crazy. This one was they called me to be his drum tech, and I set up the kit just the way it was on a writer, because they send a picture. This big artist, they don't just send what they want, specifics, but they have a picture of the writer and where the rack toms and the cymbals are at. So I get there, he's like, yo, this is not what I like, and I'm like, put the picture. So I was already weird, so I was like, all right, cool, then let's change it to how you want it. Okay, cool. So this dude already looked bothered, so I stayed out the way. And the front of house guy, they're about to leave, and the front of the house guy is like, hey, call this guy because he's a crybaby, and I don't want the house band to play on his kit. So if he doesn't want us to play on his kit, I'm gonna have to set up the other kit. Is that cool? Man. Okay, cool. So I go up to him like, hey man, he's like, man, what do you want? Like, literally started yelling at me.
Wow.
And the bass player had to be like, yo man, like, relax, bro, like, just chill. And he was a dude that like I grew up listening to and like loving his drum playing. And after that, I was like, man, forget that. So for me, it's like I don't ever want to be in those shoes to
be a punk like that, bro.
Yeah, like.
And I gotta honestly say, like the other day when I went to go visit you as the producer of this record that was being released, like, bro, all kinds of people were coming up to you, and even though like we were both producers and whatever, we could have been trying to be all like dumb for whatever reason. I don't know why people do that.
Yeah.
But what I noticed about you, bro, is like it didn't matter who it was, like little kid, young person, like you would talk to them and take pictures and chill, like be a good role model, man. So I definitely want to tell you, like, good job on that, and please don't ever stop being like that. Like, it's so true. Like, sometimes you got to get kind of shafted like that to know what it feels like, and to be like, you know what, I ain't gonna do that to nobody. I'm never gonna do that again.
It's easy as this, man. It's a constant reminder of we're replaceable. I mean,
man,
I know it may be too soon, but look at Kobe, man. Like, it's sad what happened to him, but all that money didn't stop that. All that fame didn't stop that. Sure. His influence didn't stop what happened. So why not leave a legacy or just be cool with people, man? Like, especially in the Christian world. I'd understand that in the
and you're not saying that Kobe didn't leave a legacy. You're saying life is short.
Life is short. Life is too short to leave an imprint on somebody, man. That guy was a buster.
Sure.
This guy was a jerk. I mean,
bro,
I get it. We all have our
word,
days.
sorry.
we all have our days. We all have our like, man, I don't feel like talking. I'm like an introvert, extrovert. So there'll be days where I don't want to talk to anybody, and it'll come off as like, dude, you're arrogant. I'm just like, man, I'm just don't want to talk to people.
Sure.
But when it comes to these type of situations, concerts, events, dude, you gotta be at like, hey, what's going on? You know, even if it's like, I don't think there's a dumb question, even if it's a question that may not mean much to you, but that kid wants to know, hey man, what kind of drumsticks do you play? Or hey, how did you play this part? I get a lot of messages from people like, dude,
Sure.
hey Carl, how do you play this part? How did you tune your snare? It's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't just be like not approachable when someone like the dude that I don't want to, I mean, we already talked about earlier, I hate name dropping, but someone like Kiko that's in my life that is not an arrogant person.
Sure.
And this guy's a multi-Grammy award winning.
Sure. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
he's one of the
just got
baddest
done-
in the game, bro.
And he's a
Period.
humble guy. So who am I working with Mike and Chris? Dude, these guys are like the creme de la creme in the Latin world. And they're like humble guys. They're approachable. Who the heck am I that I'm a nobody to act like, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like,
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
to act like I'm this like golden piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we are, dude. Like, honestly, without Christ,
Amen.
bro. But at the end of the day, when you learn that everything that's for us is not for us, Jesus is a prime example of that. His life wasn't even for himself; it was for salvation.
Amen.
So when we go to the Gospels and we see that what's our gift is not for us; it's always to impart into the body of Christ.
Wow, bro. Well, bro, I feel like
Yeah,
we've had a
man.
good night tonight. I'm so grateful, man. Thank you for taking your time to share this with us. It's been personal. Like, we've been able to talk about very, very important things. And in a sense, like, kind of warp zone through stuff, bro, that like we're going fast through a lot of stuff. But I think for the purpose of being able to bring out nuggets and share with people, like,
Right.
be like, hey, oh, listen, like, these different things that we're talking about tonight. I hope it's impacting somebody tonight. I hope somebody feels blessed. It's good to see you all tonight. Danny says, discipleship drumming. Love you, CB. Liz and Danny Berrigan. Callie A. Patsy Urbina. DJ Maria, what's up, DJ? Sergio Reese, my cousin's on here. Aurora. Gabby, what's up, guys? Chris Moreda says, I can honestly say that because Aaron would post videos of his playing. I have been inspired to get better in playing. Praise God, Chris.
Man, that's
So good to
so cool.
Oh, check it out. Yoel. God bless you from Dominican Republic. Good explanations, bro. So everybody, thank y'all for joining me and Carlos tonight. And if they want to contact you or kind of be in touch with what you're doing and stuff, Carlos, where could they find you?
Mostly on Instagram.
Okay.
This one's mostly like my personal page, so I don't really have much. This is mostly for my family and friends and stuff. Like because obviously, let me break it down. Why Carl Phoenix? Just because Carlos Bojorquez has always been butchered. So on paper, Phoenix was something cool. And when I came back into music, I wanted something that can. It's not an alter ego. It's just what's easier on paper.
Sure.
So for me, if you guys could just contact me, Carl Phoenix XX on Instagram. I'll answer you guys' questions and all that stuff, man. I'd love to just be in contact with y'all and share more. You know, whatever it is that I can, drumming, piano playing, production.
I love it, bro. Carlos, I love you, man.
Do everything.
Thank you for your love, bro. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for your ministry. And thank you for hanging out tonight, Piano Hangs family.
Thanks for calling. Man.
Next Wednesday, we're going to be here again on Piano Hangs. And a lot of times we do very piano-y things, but I felt like this was a beautiful way of showing how God will take you through progressions and different seasons of your life and use you and put you on piano as a drummer.
Dude, I want to say this before we close, man, and I really felt in my heart, man, I don't know if any of you are going through depression and anxiety, but this piano thing came in one of the darkest seasons in my life that I couldn't sleep. I was going through depression. I can't play drums at 2 or 3 in the morning, right? And there was times that like, God, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm just going to play for you.
Wow.
Show me that you're real. And out of that, again, we may think of all these like dark times as dark, but at the end of the day, man, God knows what he does. If you just don't stop, like if you're, man, my brother, my sister, if you may be facing depression and anxiety, don't stop praying.
Man,
Breakthroughs
amen,
coming.
bro.
and you just never know what may happen. Opportunities may have left, but at the end of the day, God is a God of pruning fruit. You know, he talks a lot about the vine and the trees.
Yes.
Sometimes it's seasons that may be dark for us, but if you don't stop, and if you
right,
live,
brother.
if you live, I'm sorry, if you just keep pressing in, man, God won't leave you. He'll never leave you.
That's right.
Even
bro.
when you do leave alone, there's seasons that he's silent. But man, I just want to encourage somebody out there. If you're going through,
Yes.
if you're sad, if you might have lost a gig, or if you're just going through a dark time, man, like don't stop. Like on the contrary, get on your piano, get on your guitar, bass. I don't know who's on here,
Sure.
or during the day in your drums, and just play. And you just never know what God will do. Again, I would have never thought that a dark time in my life, in a season where there was no drumming, no music, would
Come
get
on.
me to this place. And now we're talking about records the end of the year, next year. Man, like even when you asked me to do this piano hangs, I'm like, dude, I've only been playing piano for 5 years, really. Like, but God, you know?
Come on, bro.
So anybody out there, man, like just keep pressing, keep praying, keep believing that God will through this, man, and just pour your love through your instrument on him. Even if you don't have nothing to say, get the guitar and just play for him, and you just feel the atmosphere change in your room, and just keep pressing with that. I mean, I just really felt led to say that.
Thank you for your sensitivity, man. Your ministry. You know, somebody has to really know what it's like to be in those moments, to be sensitive like that, and really, really know. Yeah. And we appreciate you, bro, for your ministry. Thank you for just being a part of this, fam. Once again, thank you for being a part of Piano Hangs with us. We are all here to be, you know, hopefully an inspiration that God will encourage you through these words. You know, me and Carlos, we're here to just really to serve you guys, and all my students out there that are here tonight on Piano Hangs, love you guys. Thank you for being a part. We'll see you guys Friday with some new tutorials and key stuff. All right, fam. Love you guys. We'll see you later.
Love you guys.
Carlos,
take care.
love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.
See you, man.